morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this video. Today we are back here at Dorney Park. Unfortunately, it is very much so gloomy, as it has been for the past few days now, so honestly do not know how long we'll be staying here. Of course, it all depends on the park's hours as well. Today is a Saturday, so it is following the it is following the normal Saturday park hours of 10:30 to 9, although yesterday they did close at 2 because of the rain and the low crowds. So not sure how long we'll stay or how long the park will open, but either way it will be fun to get back on some of our favorite rides, check out anything they may have changed within the past few weeks, all the good stuff with that. But without further ado, let's get right into the park. And very much so like last year, today was supposed to be Wild Water Kingdom opening day. Well, yesterday was supposed to be opening day, but of course, because of the inclement weather, it is now closed. So next weekend is slated to be the new opening day for Wild Water Kingdom. Excited to see that opening for the season. Absolutely no trouble at all getting into the park, so we are going to start here at our normal routine. Pretty solid 2 rides here on Talon, one in the front and one in the back, although it was kind of reversed. We got the back row first, then the front, only because apparently there was nobody riding up front for the second ride, so we hopped from the back all the way up to the front just to secure that. Running decent today. Of course, it can only run so fast with it being a first ride of the day, plus a relatively empty train. Although the front row ride was not too terrible either. What is a plus is that you get a lot of hang time on the outward of the Immelman there, so that's definitely a plus when it's running a bit on the slower side. But either way, decent 2 rides here on Talon. So recently, Whitewater Landing has been open, although very obviously not open today just because of the cold weather, but happy to see it is in full operation now. And of course, the one day we would be able to ride Wild Mouse, it's currently down. Maybe it'll be open later so we can hop a quick ride on it, although by that time maybe the crowds will make their way over to that. So I don't expect us to do that today, but could be a bonus if it does reopen. Next up on the list, only natural to do Hydra next, but they have added the second train onto the track. They definitely could have used that in the past few weeks, because I have been kind of looking on the qtimes.com app, which you should also totally use if you are looking to go to any theme parks. But on the QTimes list, like last weekend, it got up to a 2-hour wait. So definitely needed that. They need that second train on. But let's hop a ride. Well, not related to Hydra, but we've got some water in the log flume trough, so interesting development there. But back to Hydra, running pretty nicely today. Although, still like Talon, a little bit sluggish, and also like Talon, 1 ride in the front and 1 ride in the back. And I don't know if I've come to this conclusion already or not, but I do believe this is a front row ride. Mostly for the view of the JoJo roll right there. but also the fact that a lot more of the elements hit better in the front, such as the kind of deformed dive loop immediately after the drop. It's all stuff like that, and it is also kind of slightly smoother in the front as well. Now, I don't know if that's an effect of the kind of sluggish ride that we got, or the fact that the front row just is kind of like that. Either way, still pretty good rides here on Hydra. And back here at the Steel Yard, which is honestly probably where we are going to spend the majority of the day today, because of the obvious. But first, since Possessed is right here, might as well hop a ride first on it. Possessed done, and finally able to snag a front row ride on it. This is definitely different than the back, that's for sure. I much appreciate the twisted spike going up, although what was weird is that we tried to avoid some drops coming from the very top of it. That was kind of funny, but either way, I'm torn between the front and back on that, just because the back row delivers some amazing positive G-forces on the straight spike. Although you can't beat the twisted spike either in the front row, so it can go either way. So can't really decide right now, but for now, just a good one ride on it. This does not need an introduction. Since it is an empty day today, we are definitely going to rack up some rides here. And also, I didn't really get this on camera yet, but I did ride this on the Saturday opening weekend. It just wasn't open on the Friday that I came here. So this will be the first on-camera ride of Iron Menace for the year. Right now, it's from the ride that I got on opening day Saturday. It's running pretty decent this year. Of course, today it might be a little different, just because obviously we may not be able to get the full trains and the full speed of it, but a ride's a ride. I will take it either way. But either way, let's see how many rides we can get. A very successful 6-ride set here on Iron Menace, in, of course, an assortment of rows. Definitely do think this is a front row ride, just because that is the most smooth up there. Also, you get a lot of the whip and the elements, such as the element there and all that. Although, what's weird about this, I think there is a train differential where it kind of differs in roughness. Now, I don't know if that really depends on the train weight or not, because some of our rides, it was really dependent on whether people were on it or not, the roughness that is. But can't really distinguish that right now because of the small sample size. But either way, excuse me there, really good ride set on Iron Menace. And where else would we go after Iron Menace than Steel Force? Now, this is typically known to run kind of slow when there is a pretty empty train, although I think it'll say otherwise. Of course, we don't know how much Black Train or Blue Train differ or not. I guess we'll just have to find out with our 2-ride set here. Little bit of a tale of two cities here on Steel Force. The front row on Black Train is running pretty nicely. Still a little sluggish, obviously, because there's obviously nobody here. But the back row ride was very, very kind of slow, just because we were. It was just us two and then another person, so definitely made sense why it was running as much as it was. But definitely confirms that this is a front row ride. Although for some reason, even on an empty day, they still have the trim brakes on the mid course, which is just beyond me. I don't really know the reason behind that, but either way, hopefully, luckily this is our home park, so we can come back on when it is a nicer day out. So definitely we'll be able to get back on this when it is running better. So I actually did forget to mention this in the opening day vlog, but Road Rally here got a major overhaul over the off-season, most prominently just because the course is now in reverse. You now exit through the tunnel and then enter through the turn right there. In previous years, it had been the opposite, so pretty interesting change they made here. Don't really know the reason why they did that, but interesting nonetheless. Thunderhawk has actually not been ridden by me this year, so might as well hop on it while the day is empty. And those are some good two rides there on Thunderhawk, all on the back car, of course, since it is running one train. The front cars were kind of taken up, although I always enjoy my time in the back. Although for this ride in specific, the trims on the return run were off, so we got some decent floater airtime on the final bunny hill. So that was definitely a pleasant surprise there. I do wish that were the case for Steel Force, just because, again, there are many empty trains being rolled out there, so hopefully they are able to turn those down even on days like this. But good on Thunderhawk for actually following those rules today. Demon Drop was another one of those rides that I was not able to ride opening weekend, but since it is open now and the rain has sort of cleared up because it unfortunately cannot run in the rain, we're gonna hop a ride. First ride of the season on this. Alright, not a terrible ride on it. Obviously, still the Demon Drop that I know and love. The awesome dropping feeling, which is probably one of the better drops in the industry. Of course, still hate that part though, which is why I tend to avoid this a lot. Although I just can't skip this when you come to Dorney Park, just because it is just a classic drop tower that is going out of style. So hopefully they keep this for a long time. Although not everyday thing that I usually do. I mean, how could you expect it to be very much empty today and not get another set in? Solid set of two to tack on to the total rides. These ones were a bit more full, so I did notice the shake was a bit more minimalized this time. So really good two rides. It's Iron Menace. There's not much more to say about it, so I'll leave it at that. Hopefully we can get some more rides later. Alright, so we were walking up by the Ferris wheel hill, and we were noticing there is no facades on the tourist trap maze. I do not know what this means at all. Are they going to be revitalizing the facade or something like that, or just completely removing it for haunt? I don't know. It was a decent little maze if it is going away, but interesting development there. So even from opening day, Kaleidoscope is still yet to be open. I guess they were trying to prioritize Iron Menace getting open, so they weren't really focusing on this necessarily, but hopefully they can get this up and running just so we can get some more capacity back to the park. So it's about that time of day to use our meal plan, so Coasters Drive-In is right here. Might as well hop in and get some. Really good burger collection they have at Coasters Dine-In. They have a very good quality over there, about as a theme park as you can get, but pretty higher standard, I would say. So now that our meals are complete, we're gonna keep going on our lap and maybe do a few re-rides here and there, but that's gonna start actually here at Wild Mouse, which is a very rare one to do on this channel, just because it always has a line. I mean, it still has a line, but I mean, a shorter line than usual. So we're just gonna wait it out and do it. Well, this is what we're looking at for the line. I guess it could be worse. It could be in the switchbacks over there, which that would be a hard pass if that were the case. But this is definitely doable. And this stacking is part of the reasons why I do not ride this all the time. Kind of contributes to the little bit of a line over there. And what's also weird about this one is that it trims heavily, so did not get the greatest of rides on that. And definitely compared to the Hershey Wild Mouse, it is definitely no contest. Hershey dominates over this any day. And then that combined with kind of terrible ops, it just makes for a meh time. I mean, we waited 20 minutes for it, which is not too terrible, especially on a slow day, but yeah, just every once in a while thing for me. Well, we noticed in the Wild Mouse line that Talon was a bit stuck in the lift hill for a few minutes, but they seem to have resolved the issue, so this will be first up on the re-ride cycle. Yep, it has definitely sped up ever since our morning rides. That was one of the better rides of the day. Of course, can't resist the back row, so had to go back there. Always running great. It's Talon, you know how it is. So on to the next re-ride. Next up on the re-ride cycle, gonna go Hydra. Hydra re-ride is complete. in the front row again. And since there has been a lot of people that have been kind of filing their way in here, we did get a fairly full train and a fairly fast ride at that. So, pretty decent ride, although what I was noticing on some of the trains, they might be replacing some of the restraints to restore them back to the OG colors, so I might want to keep my eye out for that. I don't know if they're going to be replacing every single restraint, or if it's just going to be a case of the new Medusa restraints with the kind of like bright green colors, and in this case the bright pink colors, but I don't know. I'll make sure to keep my eye on that throughout the year, but for now, good ride on Hydra. So coming back from earlier about the Thunder Creek Mountain thing, it appears that most of the logs are in the troughs and they appear to be training on the ride. I haven't necessarily seen any boats go down the drop at all, or in the course in that case, but interesting to see that they are training this so they can hopefully get it open soon. Alright, so quite a lot has happened since the last clip. First off, initially Possessed was actually closed. They were investigating an issue where it kind of shorted of the station there, so they had to get maintenance to figure that out. We then rode Iron Menace, which was probably the smoothest and fastest it's been of the day, just because obviously full train, that kind of makes sense there. Obviously went over the Steel Force for that re-ride. That was similar to Iron Menace, and that was the fastest and smoothest of the day, so happy to get a re-ride on that, and did an assortment of flat rides as well. Also apologies for the lack of clips lately, just kind of didn't feel like vlogging at all, just since it is re-rides anyway. Also, there hasn't been like any notable changes that I have that I've picked out that haven't been already covered. So with that, we're gonna make our way over to Zephyr, just make sure to because I want to get some shots around the Steelyard area, maybe get some off-ride of Iron Menace, something like that. So I'll see you over there by Zephyr. Never mind, they said it was done for the rest of the night. So since it is right here, might as well end our day off here at Iron Menace. This will be the last ride of the night. I don't expect too many rides. Might just round it off at 1 just to make it an even 10 for the day. We'll see about that though. Really good back row ride to end it here at Iron Menace. As much as I'd like to stay there for pretty much the rest of the night, I believe we have gotten enough rides on it today, and to be honest, I'm kind of coastered out for today, if that makes sense. I know I do have an addiction a little bit, but I do have some sort of limit here, and I think that I have reached it. Although, very productive day today. We have gotten on a lot of stuff today. So, with that being said, gonna start making our way towards the exit. That is going to just about do it from our visit here back to Dorney Park. I cannot kind of describe how many rides we got done today just because of the amount or lack of people here today. I'll display it around here somewhere, how many the ride count for today. It was definitely a lot as we were basically bouncing between the different coasters of the park. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course, subscribe for more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.